I had to see it to believe it, but not only have I watched a movie that does feature the original movie Sonic design, which is now rechristened to Ugly Sonic, I might have to go so far and say I like the movie that features him more than the actual Sonic movies. Hello there, I'm Nick, and this is the Film Apologist, and I was not anticipating I'd be talking about Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers on Disney+, but I do tend to talk a lot about Sonic the Hedgehog, and this movie does indeed feature Sonic the Hedgehog. If you somehow managed to miss that on Twitter or anywhere else, I'm very sorry to spoil that for you. I'm not going to spoil everything in this movie, but I am going to have to talk about Sonic specifically. So if you don't want anything else ruined for you, I would recommend that you just go and check this out for yourself. Like I said up top, I really enjoyed this movie, and I knew exactly what I was going to get. I'd imagine I'll be the very first person to ever say this, but this is a spiritual successor to Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Yes, I am definitely the first person to ever make that comparison, but it's true. This thing is chock full of references and some very dark themes, yet it somehow manages to stay true to the characterizations and kind of the tone of the original Rescue Rangers show. So yes, it does feature very Roger Rabbit-y themes and cameos and references, but it also is a true successor to Rescue Rangers in its own twisted way. And yeah, if you're a fan of Andy Samberg or Lonely Island, that also strangely mixes super well in with everything else here. But if you're familiar with Sandberg at all, the constant references to early 90s pop culture probably won't be that surprising.
Whoa, bump the brakes there, Sonic.
What?
Sonic the Hedgehog? This was 100% all me, Dr. Robotnik.
Who?
Sonic's arch nemesis. You ever played a video game or watched a movie, Terry? Get a life, dude.
So if any of that stuff tickles your fancy, then I highly recommend you check this out. But with all of that out of the way, let's now get a deeper dive into the character that is Ugly Sonic. Now, if any of you got heated at the canonical split between classic Sonic and modern Sonic, it may or may not ruffle your feathers to learn that Ugly Sonic is indeed a separate character from Paramount Sonic. They go out of their way to confirm that they are two separate characters in this movie. You don't see Paramount Sonic, but you do amazingly see a lot more Ugly Sonic than you would anticipate. And we're going to be spoiling the crap out of his entire role in this movie, so again, last warning, go watch this for yourself. It's worth it. Alright, so we see Ugly Sonic early on in the movie in a fan convention down one of the aisles where a bunch of actors and entertainers have booths that are set up for autographs and things of that nature. If you've ever been to a Comic-Con of any type, you're probably familiar with this. Dale, voiced by Sandberg, is working his own booth and is surrounded by his fellow washed-up characters, including Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast, and his voice actor still has it, glad to hear that, as well as Tigra, or Tigra, I don't know how you pronounce it, who isn't exactly an irrelevant character in terms of Marvel Comics, but that crappy version from that crappy Avengers cartoon that nobody remembers from the 90s, she's there as well. And of course, across from Dale is Ugly Sonic, complete with a booth with furry letters. Not unlike the furry Xbox controllers that they were using to promote Sonic Movie 2. You'll also notice a bunch of different portraits, and I think some of them actually feature official art from that original trailer, putting him in all these costumes and scenarios that he never ever was going to be in. And I also like the bowl of those weird blue cheese puffs, or maybe those are cotton candy balls. I only know those exist thanks to Brutal Moose's latest video. What I find absolutely hilarious about this rendition of the character is that he is not a teenager or a kid or anything that he was supposed to be when they originally designed this guy. He sounds aged up, he's wearing a tacky leather jacket with tassels, and he even has less of a chin. He's representing a washed up actor even though he never got his career off the ground. This has to be the oldest rendition of any Sonic we have ever seen. They do take a lot of pot shots at him. You could maybe see this as a mocking look at the Sonic franchise as a whole, but I don't think it's anything that deep. I really do think it is just all about how terrible this initial design was, because this blew up far bigger than just the Sonic fan base. I mean, that redesign would not have happened if it was just the Sonic fans complaining. And I have to tell you, seeing this guy in motion, it makes me so very thankful we did not get an entire movie with this design. It is a little uglier than what we got in that first trailer, but the basic idea is here. here. This is just a garbage character design. They even focus a lot on those horrible, terrible teeth that nobody would shut up about. And I love that of all characters that first take notice to it in this movie, it's Dale with those weird, awkward buck teeth that he's famous for. And this one cameo would be more than enough. It blew our minds just hearing that this character was going to exist in any kind of capacity. But even that initial scene with him and Dale and Tigra and Lumiere, this goes on for quite a while, and I would say outside of Dale himself, he gets the most lines. They do a lot of setup with this character, and there's obviously a familiarity between him and Dale and the rest of these guys, which is not surprising. If you did this for a living, you're probably running the same circuit as everybody else. Again, it doesn't make a great deal of sense as a lot of these characters are just past their heyday, and Ugly Sonic again is a recent creation who just never got off the ground, but it's obvious the people writing this movie really wanted to make the jokes all about Ugly Sonic, and they would not let up either, because this is not the only time he shows up in the movie. People were not kidding, he is integral to the plot. He doesn't show up a great deal, but he does show up 3 times. And as I say, if I had a nickel for every time Ugly Sonic showed up, well, I'd only have 15 cents, but it's weird that it happened 3 times, right? And what's weird is this is actually a redemption for the character, not just for the use of him, because yeah, it is a great setup for a lot of great humor, but the character of Ugly Sonic himself does get a happy ending. That initial scene is here to set up Dale as a has-been, somebody past his prime, as all these characters are. Ugly Sonic talks as somebody who is a bit delusional about their own worth, stating that he actually has a new show coming out, a reality TV situation where he's a ride-along with members of the FBI, a show called Ugly Sonic, Uglier Crimes. So yeah, they get all their jokes and set up for Dale out of the way, and you think that's going to be that. But as the adventure progresses through the movie, Chip and Dale are not sure who they can trust as the mystery deepens. But Dale says that they have somebody that they might be able to trust, that person being Ugly Sonic. We get yet another joke about his ugly human teeth, and we once again double down on his pathetic nature. Dale genuinely believed him when he said that he's got something going on with the FBI, but Ugly Sonic refuses to help. And one could assume it's probably because he is just blowing smoke out of his ass. He doesn't actually have anything set up. And this is just used to take more pot shots at this horrific character design, and then get on with some more fun cameos in a Comic-Con setting. And trust me, there are some fantastic characters that show up in that scene afterwards. But at the end of the movie, at the end of the final showdown with the villain, who is sporting a Ninja Turtle reference on his shoulder, I was thankful for that. I would have been a little disappointed in Sandberg if they have all these references to all this old stuff and he doesn't mention the Ninja Turtles once, and I know he knows the Ninja Turtles. But yeah, anyway, a helicopter shows up and Ugly Sonic is in tow. He did get a hold of the FBI, and they take control of the situation. So yes, Ugly Sonic is used to help set up the premise and the character drive for Dale, and help save the day with calling in the FBI. Not only helping up wrapping up the story of the movie itself, but also showing that yes, his personal life is indeed getting better. So on 2 fronts, this is indeed the redemption of Ugly Sonic, being used masterfully to be ripped apart because it deserves to be. This is a terrible, terrible design and a horrific interpretation of a beloved video game mascot. But hey, if you do happen to love this garish character, don't worry. He's got his life in order. He's got things going on. And on top of that, he is confirmed to be a different character from the Ben Schwartz Hedgehog, who is out there in the universe of Chip and Dale doing his own thing. Granted, I could have used another Sonic reference here or there, especially some long-lost 90s characters. With all these chipmunks here, you'd think we'd get Sally Acorn, but, well, I guess Dale's mother is just gonna have to do. Oh, speaking of over-sexualized 90s cartoon rodents, I also love how they use Gadget in this movie and who they have her ending up hooking up with. Oh my god. Yeah, we could probably spend hours picking apart all the different references here. I was genuinely surprised by the characters that they managed to associate with Disney specifically. It is amazing that Sega and Paramount allowed this to happen. This is technically the second movie Sonic has been in this year, and you'd assume they'd want nothing to do with this design. They just want to forget it forever, but no, man, it's out there and it's a big part of this movie. This is more than just a PSA or explaining how the internet works movies, like the 2 Wreck-It Ralph movies. But now that I'm saying it out loud, this is now the 3rd Disney movie that Sonic has appeared in. That is one more than his own movie series. Mickey, don't get any ideas about my blue hedgehog. You stay the hell away. But I gotta tell you guys, I know a lot of people get sick and tired of meta humor, and this is about as meta as it gets. Not just in terms of self-deprecating humor or references to real-world this or that and the other, but just the themes at play in this movie. But honestly, when it comes to Ugly Sonic specifically, I really don't think there's any other way to deal with this design. We really kinda got the best of both worlds here. Paramount did what I wish they had done with the Transformers and my beloved Ninja Turtles, and they corrected their mistake before they sent it out into the world. So now, in this wild timeline that we exist in, we got a much better designed movie Sonic in a pair of movies that are a lot of fun in their own right, and that original Ugly Sonic, even that gets its own use and his own happy ending. I would love to hear how this particular deal was set up. I would love to know how this came to be. But if Sega had any kind of say in this, then I hope the lesson they take away from this is to stop being afraid of the more shameful parts of the franchise history. Yeah, sorry guys, that does include being able to laugh at yourself, but also, hey, maybe revisit some ideas that just weren't done as well as they could have been back in the day. Maybe it's time we got to see some long-lost characters that just deserved another run at a script or a more fun game to appear in. Because if Ugly Sonic can turn it around, then there is literally nothing in the Sonic franchise that cannot be redeemed. That's right, I'm talking Sonic Forces, I'm talking Sonic 06, I'm talking Mephiles, I'm talking Infinite, I'm talking Dulcie the Dragon, Ash the Mongoose, Joffrey St. John. Hell, Ken, maybe even you can find some redemption. I don't know. Release your stupid comic book. But hey guys, thanks for sticking around here. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded a video. I actually have a new speed reading up over on Patreon right now. I am still working on that Ninja Turtle review I promised a long time ago. Just life got a little bit hectic and that turned out to be a beefier project than I expected, but don't you worry, that is nearly done. And hey, if you want to hear me talk a little bit more in depth about this movie and Ugly Sonic, I will be doing so over on my weekly Sonic podcast, Sunset City, with my near and dear friends, Wayne is Boss, Cirrus the Skeptic, and Channel Pup. So go check that out if you haven't already. And of course, thank you to my amazing patrons who've been supporting this weird channel of mine, including these Turtleoid warriors, Kyle Winter, Cirrus the Skeptic, Joseph Duncan Sonic 2 Blue, John, Josh Strider, Ugly Monroe, I'm sorry Casey, I had to, Faizan Razul, Xanderoni the Painter, Trey Nobles, Hatsworth, Ginger Bob, Nick S, Tristan Trapp, Meekers, Dun Dun, Miles the Prower, Jeremy Singer, Mr. Boo J, World's Greatest Bard, Rain, Sam Webster, Dwight Graham, Fish Flop, Lucas Lipker, The Bad Pal, Orange, Shoden, Mr. SP, Cecil the Gallade, The Dark Neon, Missing No, Stefan Plakanica, 3 Monic, Ty Cyan, Graham J. Hall, Lenny the Warm-Blooded Carnivorous Tortoise, Wayne is Boss, Letteric, 64 Bits, David 20, Cover Your Hands, Ryan Rolfs, The Lumberjack, Otis Small, Mute, Trash Baphomet, Autumn from Twitter.com, SSG Infinite Sonic, That Pyromane, Mui Saxy, Jin Seotame, Dreamboatin, Cunningwise, Nezend, Enerjack 5, Grayson Coniger, Sherrod the Hedgehog, HR Hoffman, Spades the Nocturne, Ken K, Then 101, Paxton Bisbee, Sindarin 7, Charlo Bun, 3 Rule 4, Twilord, Ad Zinko, Paisley, Ben, and Eric Delgado brings that number to a nice and sexy 69 Turtleoid warriors. Nice! Did you guys want a more thorough review of Chip and Dale? Did you want to see me talk about anything else outside of Sonic the Hedgehog? Be sure to let me know. And hey, if you saw this movie for yourself, let me know what you liked about it. Let me know your favorite cameo in the comments below. I am super excited to see what you guys say. There were so many I couldn't even get all of them. And obviously, if you've not seen the movie yet and you somehow sat through this entire video, don't spoil it. Go watch it. If this looked intriguing at all from the trailers, I promise you're gonna have a fun time. But yeah, that's enough rambling from me. I'll catch you guys next time. Toot toot, ugly Sonic warriors.